Hey everyone, Kiwi Crypto Miner here. Welcome into what is actually a pretty big video for me. So I've been working on all these results. You've probably seen this table here a bunch of times in pretty much all of my videos. I populate all this data, but my main focus is like these cards up here, the 6000 series. That's my go-to, that's the ones that I'm good at. And yeah, I've just been filling out this table over it's been probably almost a year or something now. I think maybe like 10 months or so that I've been running this channel. So it's pretty big that I've finally completed the 6000 series of cards, and I've got a comparison here for you all to look at. Pretty much what this chart is I've just got all the hash rates and efficiencies that I could get on all these algorithms for the 6000 series cards populated into here, and then I've just added this columns for rank. So on each algorithm I've just gone through and ranked them 1 to 5 of the 6000 series cards. So yeah, you can see like this first one, 6600 is the most efficient, 6800 XT is second most efficient, 6600 third, 6700 XT fourth, and 6800 last on this algorithm, which is obviously Ethash or ETC hash. So then I've pretty much just done that for all of the algorithms the whole way across, which did take quite a long time, because I have to put this in manually. I couldn't figure out how to like pre-populate. Like this stuff's all brought forwards from the other charts and all that. They're all taken from, like pre-populated from all the other fields, but this one I've just had to do manually. And yeah, obviously it took me many hundreds of hours to do all this testing to get all these results in all of these across here. Like I've got all the overclock settings saved, all the versions of the miners, the hash rate and efficiencies and wattages at the wall and in the software. I haven't done Ergo plus Casper though, that's not part of this comparison. But yeah, I've kind of put it all together to find out which of the 6000 series cards is the most efficient. This is kind of like a once and for all thing, because there's been like a lot of discrepancy as to like which card it was, and for the longest time I was convinced that it was the 6600 non-XT, and then we kind of broke some new ground with the 6700 XT when we figured out the 1073 trick, put it at 1073 on the memory, and then the SoC was going to be able to go down way more than it previously was able to. And then there was the 901 trick on the core clock for the 6600 for Ethereum. But it was like a threshold thing where if you put it at 901 it was so much more efficient than it was at 900 on the core. It's no longer a thing now, neither really is the 1073, because the card pretty much runs way more efficient on like pretty much every algorithm at a lower memory clock now, at least because we've got mainly core algorithms left. So putting the memory all the way down to 910, which is pretty much the lowest it can, I think it is the lowest it can stably go without crashing, then yeah, it's more efficient there than it is at 1073. But yeah, so we'll have a look through all these algorithms. So you can see 6600 takes out the first algo, and then the 6700 XT on Kapow algorithm, which is like Ravencoin, Ferro, Neoxa. So that's a recent retest that I've just done because, well actually like literally today I retested that because there was some updates and it actually a lot more efficient. Considering the most efficient Nvidia cards at like a 0.2, like these are doing a lot better than that. The 6000 series cards just dominate Kapow algorithm. And they're even starting to like get up there on the Flux and Ergo. Like these two were always considered just like Nvidia algorithms. Like you couldn't mine them with AMD. Like that's pretty much how it was for like quite a long time. But all the miners are starting to catch up now, and they're actually getting really efficient on these cards. The hash rate still isn't quite quite as good, but the efficiency is there. You can see on both of these two, whoops, I have to scroll back. The 6600 XT is the most efficient. So on the, I guess the 6600 XT is the most Nvidia-like GPU of the 6000 series, I guess, because it's doing the best on the Nvidia algorithms. But yeah, it's getting the most efficient for those two algorithms, and the least efficient is what, the 6700 XT and the 6800 for Ergo. But you can see like we're almost up at like 3070 level of efficiency for the Ergo and Flux, so that's really good. And then we've got Cryptonite GPU, which, yeah, the 6000 series kind of blows the 30 series out of the water on Cryptonite GPU. But in terms of internally among the 6000 series, again, it's the 6600 XT that is the most efficient. Pretty much taken that by decent margin. 6800 XT in next, and then 6800, and some of the others just kind of left in the dust. Cortex, we're looking 6600 XT again, but we'll mix it up finally with Vert Hash getting 6800. It's taken that one out. Aeon 6600 non-XT, XHV, Cryptonite Haven 6600 non-XT, Zero, which is a prog power algorithm. It's funny how often people kind of lump Zero in with the prog power variants like Kapow and Ferropow. They always just like put them together, and it's totally inaccurate because they just have completely different hash rates and wattages. Like, it's not the same algorithm at all. Completely different results. And for the longest time, you couldn't even mine Zero on AMD cards. Like, it was garbage. So people kept saying like, oh yeah, the prog power and prog power variant coins, like lumping them together, saying that AMD was real efficient on them. And I was just sitting there like, I can't even make my AMD cards mine Zero. But I mean, now it can. Definitely can. They're getting some real good efficiency on Zero, but I mean, if you remember the Kapow numbers, we're getting up to 0.29 on some of the cards. So like, yeah, 0.21 is obviously, it's a significantly different algorithm. Onto Beam, which is another one of those kind of Nvidia-based algorithms. Sorry, they're like more designed for Nvidia at the start, and I mean, it's kind of the evolution of a crypto mining algorithm, is that it first becomes popular on Nvidia because like what, 80-90% of people have Nvidia cards, not AMD, so it has to become popular there before it even gets adoption into the AMD side of things, before the miners actually start making miner softwares for the AMD side of things. But yeah, these pretty much, yeah, most of these were considered like Nvidia only, but yeah, I've kind of been debunking that argument the whole time. Like, everyone's saying that no, Nvidia's, or like the 3070 is like the only card that's really efficient across all algorithms. I can pretty much blow the 3070 out of the water on most of these cards on like most algorithms. I think in a future video I'll chuck the 3070 on here and yeah, see how the ranking system goes on that. But yeah, I kind of wanted to just get this 6000 series comparison out, seeing as I've been kind of building up these results for years and years. Not literally years, but for the past year. And then on to Grin, which is taken out by 6800 XT, Bitcoin Gold 6800 XT, and Alephium Elf 6800 XT as well. And on all three of those, the 6600 non-XT is the least efficient, which is interesting. Then we've got Casper and Radiant, which is actually two real big kind of important coins at the moment, because they've been quite profitable. We've got 6600 XT is most efficient on Casper, and 6800 XT is most efficient on Radiant. And Nexa, one of the last coins I've actually put on there, and you can already see the results. Nexa, most efficient one was the 6600 XT, least efficient 6800 XT. So you can see the results here. It's a bit like golf though, because this is just a sum of all of those rankings. So the goal is to have the lowest number. So the card with the lowest number here is 40, which is the 6800 XT. So that does mean that the 6800 XT is the most efficient 6000 series card across all of the algorithms. That is the result that we're seeing here. So that's number one. Number two is the 6600 XT, which has obviously just been a well-renowned for being super efficient for ages. Like everyone knew that the 6600 XT was super efficient. I'm not sure that everyone knew the 6800 XT was like super efficient, but I mean, there it is, super efficient. Tried and tested across all those algorithms, personally tested with the exact same method that I use for all the cards. Like, even if my methodology was like slightly flawed in some way, it's flawed the same way because I've done the testing the exact same for every single card. So it would be flawed in the same way for every card that I've tested. E.g., it's all accurate against each other, like relative to itself. It is accurate objectively. So yeah, that's pretty much my conclusion. Is these are the rankings for this card. These cards, sorry, multiple cards. Most efficient, 6800 XT, and then 6600 XT second, 6800 third, 6700 XT fourth, and lastly the 6600, the one that I thought was the most efficient for the longest time. Like, I really thought it was. Mainly, I guess, because we kind of only used the Ethash back then. Like, that's the only one I really looked at, and it was the most efficient on Ethash. But I mean, yeah, now we can see that Ethash didn't really matter, and yeah, 6800 XT is the most efficient 6000 series card. I guess I'm just going to click through all of these. So these all show the cards and the overclock settings and the results. It's pretty hard to like visually break it down. It's quite a lot of information, but there's like the card, the model of the card, memory type in this one, but it's not on the others. The minor version that I've used, the mega hash, the wattage at the wall, software wattage, efficiency, overclock settings, and then irrelevant number of GPUs tested. So I'm just going to click through these basically, and if you want to copy any of the settings, just pause the video or take a screenshot or whatever you want to do, and copy those settings for the corresponding GPU that you're wanting to test, or wanting to use on that algorithm or whatever. And yeah, this is a lot of testing, like almost a year of testing, something like that. Been testing for so long. Actually, I was testing even before I had the YouTube channel, so probably was over a year. But yeah, it took me a long time to get this all filled out, and now it's all done, and I can show you guys all these settings, and I can draw the conclusion that the 6800 XT is the most efficient 6000 series card, which, I mean, was not my first guess at all whatsoever, mainly because I didn't own one, so I couldn't even test it for the longest time. But then, yeah, I've been lent a card, so I've been able to actually do that testing, so that's been real good. And yeah, 6600 XT comes in second. You can also see the dollars per mega hash in there as well. Unfortunately, some of the color coding isn't working on some of the stuff in here, but yeah, you can see which one's the most efficient in terms of dollar per mega hash, but that's only really relevant if you're buying GPUs for mining, and most people at this point are just using the GPUs that they already own to mine with and seeing which one's the most efficient. So yeah, now have the conclusion that the 6800 XT is the most efficient across these algorithms. How many was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different coins. Out of those 17 different coins, it is the most efficient overall. And then, even though it's only, sorry, I shouldn't say 17 coins, 17 algorithms, because like ETC has ETC, and then there's a whole heap of Ethash variant coins they use the Ethash algorithm, but there's probably be extra coins in there. And then obviously there's 4 for Kapow. Cryptonite GPU has 3 different coins: Rio, Conceal, and Equilibria. And there's a few others, I think, in there that might have double ups. Oh, actually, that might be all of them. But yeah, it's not uncommon for algorithms to be reused and recycled. So more than 17 coins that have been confirmed in this testing, but 17 different algorithms. So yeah, I'm pretty much going to end the video there, stating that the 6800 XT is the most efficient, 6600 XT is second most efficient, 6800 third, and 6700 XT fourth. I'd love to get some of the 6650 variant cards, but they're a little bit out of my price range, and I don't really want to be spending money on a channel that doesn't really make me a whole lot of money. Like, this is my last 365 days of revenue. You can see when I became profitable on 8th of December, and I've made $55. So that's pretty much all I got at this point. Like, if I'm only making that for like hundreds of hours that I've put in, then I can't really be buying cards just for testing. It's a bit overkill, so not going to be buying any of those cards, and probably not going to be able to buy any of the 7000 carat series cards either, unless crypto mining starts packing up. Obviously, then there'd be some reward to it in another way, or if I might sell off some of the GPUs that I do have and then buy a different card with that money. Might happen, but yeah, not too sure at this point. And even if I did do that, I'd probably be only getting 1 or 2 cards, probably just 1 of the new series of cards, because yeah, financial factors. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this video. So leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel, and have a great day. See ya.